Just when you thought you were getting a break from swiping the card, Bricklink drops the prices of the Series 4 crowdfunding Lego sets. What's up, everybody? I'm your host here, Christopher from Stud City, and yes, we're going to be taking a dive fully into Series 4 of the BDP program. Why? Well, February 4th, I would say, is fast approaching as we're officially less than 1 month away from this pre-order. Now, unfortunately, sets for the Series 4 BDP will not ship until July of 2025, which is not a terrible long time, around 5 to 6 months waiting for these Lego sets. But Series 4 is a strong one, and you're not going to want to miss out. So in today's video, I thought we'd take a full digest of the price points of all 5 of the BDP sets, and even my personal opinion on should you buy or should you pass. So if that interests you, stick around. Let's see if we can crush the like button. Let's set a goal of 500 likes. If we do that, well, I don't know, maybe I'll give one of these away. How about that? Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. All right, guys, let's jump straight on into it. So I'm going to be digesting all 5 of these sets. I'm going to start with one I'm not going to even lie to you guys, I actually have on hand, and even breaking it down further, I've built this, and it was really, really cool. Now, unfortunately, I can't share that with you at the moment in time. However, as soon as I can, trust me, I'll be showcasing that experience as well as everything, a little bit finer details on the set. So not taking that bias into that, I'm going to just look at it from a straight point of view where I could see just as all the other sets as, you know, fair standpoint. So this is the Merchant Boat brought to you by Nicholas Carlier. It is not his first BDP program set that's on the market. However, I do think this one is fairly strong. The Merchant Boat is basically a modular style boat, meaning modular to me means multiple levels with, you know, minifig scale and all 4 walls, which is something I thoroughly enjoy as a Lego fan. Now, not gonna lie to you guys, this one looks fantastic. I was pretty much set in stone buying this day one when I saw images of it. I love the modularity aspect. We never really seen anything like this from a Lego boat, let alone a merchant boat. It's just a really, really cool set. Now, the set does come with what I seem to be as 2, 4, I think 5 minifigs plus a little doggy, and it looks like there's a cat in it. So not a bad little lineup of minifigs as well. I think Bricklink Designer Program minifigs aren't the most sought after thing. I think the actual builds and building experiences are what is a little bit more interesting. I'm assuming, non-biased, these wheels here turn as the merchant boat progresses, but what you're more anticipated is this worth $170? Now, I'm going to give kudos to Lego BDP for knocking the price point, crushing the 10-cent price per piece ratio. I think that's extremely fair in a lot of these sets, considering they're not IP and more or less just offer unique building experience. So I'm really impressed with the price point. I'm going to compare this one a lot to a modular building on wheels, and with the 2,180 pieces, I think it's very, very, you know, comparable to like a modular building, such as the bookshop with, if you don't remember, was retailed $180 and price escalated to $200. So technically a $200 Lego set versus this one, which is $170. I know it's 2 very different sets, but I think this is just in the fair / good value for the price point. Moving forward, we next have one that was absolutely my favorite, and not gonna lie, was fingers crossing I would hope to get this one for a review. It's no worries, because now I get to buy it day one with you guys live right here on the channel. This is the Wild West Train, brought to you by L. Lucky. Also, not his first Bricklink Designer Program set brought to him on the market. He actually had the general store, and I believe there's another building he has coming to the market, if I'm not mistaken. But the Wild West Train is one that speaks to me. I'm a huge Lego train collector. I'm actually building an entire Lego train city just for all the different Lego trains that I have, and this one is going to be no different, getting added into my collection. To be honest, I will be buying 2 of these. I didn't really even care about the price point, but $280 for this, again, crushing the 10-cent price per piece ratio, seems a bit fair. 3,192 pieces. I'll be honest, I would have loved to see this one at 250. At that point, I would have been like, well, that's just a crazy cool deal. But I think this version of a train is pretty comparable what's on the market. I think a good comparison is the Orient Express, which is more of a real life train and very scaled and detailed 8 stud wide Lego train that's kind of difficult to power up. This one looks to be able to power it up pretty simply inside that coal tender. It comes with a bunch of cool minifigures, and you could clearly see the general store that it's designated to go alongside, which makes me really, really excited because I do have a copy of that and I have it unbuilt. So maybe I'll build these together live with you guys whenever I do get them. But I think $280 is fair price point for this. I think $250 would have just absolutely been insane. Comparing it to the Orient Express, that one retails for $300. $300. So if you're really looking at it, that has 2 coach cars that are a lot bigger, sure, and then a coal tender and then the locomotive, versus this one has the locomotive and the coal tender and a smaller passenger car, a box car here, caboose, and then also this little well kind of car with a bunch of really cool minifigs and 2 additional side builds, which you don't see in the Orient Express. So if you look at that point of view, it's pretty much well comparison in that aspect. You also get a brick built train tracks, similar to what we've seen with that Orient Express. So arguably pretty nice in the comparison wise. It looks like this one has quite a few stickers to just display a lot of those different Brick Express logos and whatnot. So really excited for this one. I cannot wait to buy that day one with you guys live shopping. The next Lego set is called the Medieval Seaside Market by Bricks Fan UI. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time he's designed, or he or she has designed a set that's made it onto the BDP program. So congrats for your first time. I will be honest, $230 for this one is more along the lines close to 10-cent price per piece ratio. And I think anything medieval is going to be a sellout Lego set. I think we've just seen so many sell out day one, even though I was pretty questionable about them. So I think this one's going to be no different. I think this is going to be an easily first baby set that sells out, given the popularity of just kind of castle in general. However, I think this is one of the better castle sets, in my opinion, that we've seen. I know it's a market, not a traditional castle, and I like that aspect, but the modularity of it, the overall size of it, I just think just fits so well. It's a really cool build, something different, something we haven't seen a whole lot of, and I'm really excited for this one. With the popularity of it, I will definitely be buying a copy right away, and then potentially as the things progress, and if it's going to be the first one that sells out, I'll definitely grab a second copy, maybe to part ways with, or maybe to just build them both. Who knows? We'll see when that time comes. But $230, again, I think this one is more on the fair to not good side of price range, but in reality, I don't think it matters much because Castle just sells extravagantly. My fair / amazing price point would have been $200 for this one. Just kind of considering some of the other castles that hit the market that potentially were a little bit bigger. But moving into the next Lego set probably fits in very much well here. This is the Siege Encampment, and such an iconic set here. Is brought to you by Sleepless Night. Depicting it goes so well with the 90-year anniversary Lego Castle, which ironically is retiring here at the end of 2024. Will definitely boost its popularity with a set that goes hand in hand with it. And then here's another depiction of one of the earlier BDP program sets, which is the Mountain Fortress, which for me was one of my favorite releases in 2024 for BDP. This set is just really cool. But this Siege Encampment is going to go so well with either one of those castles if you have them, which I think is really awesome. But it's not something we typically see. We have not seen a lot of, just a set with a ton of smaller builds in vast varieties and just a lot of details. And this is really capturing a unique Lego set. So I'm really excited for this one. Again, $230 for the 2,600 pieces. It being castle theme, I think this is going to be an easy sellout. I've seen a lot of fans asking for just a big Lego set with a lot of smaller stuff in it, right? Not just a huge Lego set, just one massive build, but a bunch of things. And this is it. Like, this is that set. So it's going to be really exciting to see the anticipation and perceived to just to like see how well this one sells. Because like, truthfully, look at all the little different small builds that you get inside it, from horses with wagons to different like traps here to like fling across the castle walls to huts with magical things inside of them for, camping out, whatever it may be, or bargaining or trading, whatever you may call it, different fence posts, ladders to climb over the wall. Like, this is a really cool set. So I'm excited for this one. I think it's gonna be sellout. I'll definitely be grabbing a copy for my personal collection because I want to build this and put this Siege entrapment here thing next to a castle. I think it's gonna be really exciting. So I'm really hyped about that one. And then the last Lego set here is the Riverside Scholars. This is by Hanwha's. This is also not his first BDP program set that has hit the market. He also had one that kind of coexists with this build here. There's actually 2 of them, right? He had the house here and also the windmill in an earlier BDP program. So this is actually the 3rd build onto the market. So 5 minifigs in this one for a price point of $200. I'll be straight up, guys. I actually passed on the other builds from Hanwha's. It's just not my personal forte, but still, nonetheless, I think this is arguably one of the better looking ones produced. It's a really cool looking set, but not totally my cup of tea. So I'll be passing. As for the price point, $200 is definitely crushing the 10-cent price per piece ratio. It is a dollhouse style build, so it does have open backs here, which is one of the reasons I'm not a huge fond of it. And then always with water displays for Lego for me is always a little bit difficult in my display room. So that's kind of where I stay away from. But again, that's just personal opinion. Congrats to Anwas for getting another BDP program set loaded up into the program. That's absolutely amazing. This set, however, this one was never sold out. It did get crowdfunded, but it never did officially sell out. So that's something to keep in mind. But anyways, I think $200 again is a pretty fair tag for this one, given the size and magnitude of it. Again, only 5 minifigs are included. Again, fair value. Of course, I think if it was a little bit cheaper, it only would have been just greater in the aspect of like, this is a good value for this set. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of all 5 of the Series 4 Bricklink Designer Program sets. If you want to rank them in order, let me know in the comments below. I'd be really interested to see what you guys think. If you stayed it through all the way to this end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and rank mine for you. My number 1 will be the Wild West Train, followed by the Merchant Boat, then the Medieval Sea Market, fourthly, the Siege Encampment, and then 5th is the Riverside Scholars. Nonetheless, I think all 5 of these sets are fantastic in their own way or form, and pretty much all in a fair value price tag given the BDP program. Regardless, I'm ecstatic to see the launch of this, and if you're unfamiliar with our YouTube channel, we actually live stream all major LEGO releases, and crowdfunding on February 4th will be absolutely no different. If you're looking at a place to hang out where you shop for these, I'll be live streaming this whole entire event live right here on the Stud City channel. So I hope to see you guys there. If you don't want to miss out on that, make sure to subscribe, turn on notification bells, and of always, like today's video. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up. I'm Chris from Stud City. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next one, and I'm sure a future video where we talk about the other future series of BDP. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.